Leaders and stakeholders of OML 150 host communities in Warri Delta State have issued 7 days ultimatum to Conoil Producing Limited, operators of OML 150 Bloc, to resolve all issues and concerns of the communities as regards the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act PIA and the implementation of the agreement entered with the communities in the presence of the Olu of Warri and the Delta State government. The leaders and stakeholders of OML 150 host communities who issued a 7 days ultimatum to the oil firm during a press conference in Warri said they are surprised that a company like Conoil would prefer that they operate in an atmosphere of chaos and anarchy, contrary to a peaceful and conducive environment credible companies all over the world are seeking, which they said they have been providing for Conoil as host communities to OML 150. Speaking during a press conference, a leader in one of the communities, Roland Yomere, said it still beats the imagination of the host communities why Conoil is here to set in motion the process of implementing the PIA by setting up the Board of Trustees of the Host Communities Development Trust, with the nominees forwarded to them directly and through the Palace of the Olu of Warri since 2022. While commending the Olu of Warri, Ogami Atuache III for his developmental strides and collaborative efforts with various legally constituted community leaderships in his domain for the collective growth and development of the kingdom, the communities urged the Olu to be wary of a handful of chiefs working contrary to its vision for their selfish interest, fingering a particular chief, which they claim has direct connection and influence in Conoil and has allegedly been in the vanguard of frustrating every effort geared towards building a smooth relationship between the OML 150 host communities and Conoil.
We are giving Conoil a 7 days ultimatum to implement, engage, and ensure that this agreement, PIA, employment, contractual issues, should be implemented within 7 days. Failure to do that, the host communities, 7 members of host communities, we are fully prepared to engage on a massive protest to ensure that this agreement, the issue of PIA, employment, contractual activities is put in place. Another issue again that is paramount, information strongly reaching us now that persons from nowhere are now coming to measure our creek for contract bidding for the lifting of crude oil. We are aware that any night from now, Conoil will engage in lifting of crude oil from the creek to wherever. But we have, people of credible capacity, contractors who have all that it takes within the oil and gas sector to provide these services. So it's unacceptable to us as communities from these OML 150 communities that we are not going to accept what they are doing again. What they are doing now is low-hanging contract to communities. Every contract must pass through the OML 150. That failure to do so, the 7 communities shall mobilize at least 1,400 men and women to protest all and shut down all the activities of the OML 150 activities in the creek. So we are beckoning on all authorities, the state government, the palace, Conoil, to ensure that Conoil should come and implement the agreement that the host community forum has entered with them. Between now and 7 days, if nothing is being done to nip these issues on the board, we are going to the creek to ensure that nothing happens until this issue is addressed.
On his part, Secretary of the Forum, Emmanuel Aginejwana, said it is evil for a chief at this time to be working contrary to the vision of the Olu of Warri for companies in the kingdom to have a smooth and cordial working relationship with their host communities for all-inclusive growth and development. He noted that the communities will vehemently fight against move by these same individuals to secretly subvert the will of the people by trying to alter the list already submitted for their personal and selfish gains.
Funny enough, first and foremost, Conoil is not a company that's supposed to be in the land. Conoil has been a frustrating factor in all those things the stakeholders have said already. And they have followed this name since 2002. From the community through the Olu of Warri. It happens that we have not hearing anything. And this is a communique we made with Conoil, that all contracts, if you look at the communique, the number 4 of it, that a list of all available contracts remember the word shall be made available to the forum through the forum chairman to members by Continental Oil and Gas Limited for sharing. Now it surprised us, it beat our imagination. We are going to do the test in that land, and we are telling them, despite we are Shekiri, we believe in legality. There's a stage you will oppress a man to. Don't forget, poverty is the parents of grievances, fight and all. And we know what to do. And our prayer now is that Conoil should respect our agreement, 1, 2, and that the PIA should kickstart based on the names that we have sent already. The community are annoyed.
The clear-cut message by the leaders of OML 150 host communities at the end of the conference is for Conoil Producing Limited, operators of OML 150 Bloc, to wake up to its responsibilities by within 7 days set in motion measures to implement the PIA by setting up the Board of Trustees of the Host Communities Development Trust and totally implement the agreement entered with the communities before the Olu of Warri and the state government, or have their operations completely shut down at the expiration of the 7 days ultimatum.